Okay, sorry if the video got weird there for a second. I ran out of storage on my iPad. So we know that this is a cluster sample because classes are heterogeneous, and if all of the people in the cluster are interviewed, then that's a cluster sample. All right, number 3, a researcher randomly selects and interviews 50 male and 50 female. So we know that these have been separated into male and female groups. Those groups just don't happen naturally with teachers. We don't walk around in groups of females and groups of males exclusively. Those are sorted manually. So this is stratified. And strata, in this case, are the male and female groups. Those are our strata. Number 4, a research for an airline interviews all of the passengers on 5 randomly selected flights. So that again is cluster because those groups are heterogeneous and everyone is interviewed. And then number 5, based on 12,500 responses from a Facebook survey posted, a major university estimated the annual salary of its alumni was $92,500. Wow, I'd like to go to that school. So, what kind of surveying is this? Well, the people who are taking the survey are self-selected. So, this is a voluntary response because people are volunteering to take the survey on Facebook. So, I'll let you guys try numbers 6 through 14 on your own. And there will be a key for you to check your work with the sub. I'll have it in a page protector, and so you guys know what to do. All right, so let's take a look down here at number 15. Are these samples representative? We're just going to take a look at one. So, determine the percentage of teenage girls with long hair. Teen Magazine published a mail-in questionnaire. Of the 500 respondents, 85% had hair shoulder length or longer. Do you think that this sample is representative? So we want to know if the people that mailed in to Teen Magazine represented the whole population. Well, let's figure out what is our population. Seems like teenage girls. The problem doesn't specify American teenage girls in the world. I would assume in this case just teenage girls in the world, because that, or I'm sorry, in the nation, because that's who Teen Magazine is sent to. So, is this a good representative sample? Well, no, it's not, for a couple reasons. First of all, it's voluntary response, so that's not going to yield people who don't have strong opinions. And then the second thing is Teen Magazine may not reach every teen girl in America. So this is not a representative sample for those reasons. And I could write why, but I don't want to take video time. For these, though, you do want to explain, and even if it's just a couple words, that'll jog your memory so you can explain it in class if you needed to. That's all we need for now. So we're going to take a look at just a little bit more. We're getting very close. All right, let's take a look. So, let's take a look here. We're going to talk about those first vocabulary words we talked about: population, parameter, sample, and statistic. Remember, population is the whole group we want to know something about. Parameter is what we want to know. Sample is that subgroup of the population, and the statistic is what we find out about our sample. And we use that statistic to represent our population. It may be spot on, it may be a little high, it may be a little low, so we do our best to choose our sample the best we can. So here we've got the National Endowment of the Arts, and they conducted a survey titled Reading at Risk on the Reading Habits of Adults. Of those surveyed, 57% read a book in 2002. So what's the population under investigation? That's not who was asked, it's what they want to know about everybody. So they want to know about adults and their reading habits. So the parameter of interest is what they want to know about adults. They want to know their reading habits. And if you want to be more specific, they wanted to know if they read a book in 2002, because that's what they're using to determine reading habits. All right, So what's the sample? Who did they talk to? Did they talk to every single adult? No, they didn't. They talked to 17,000 adults. And hopefully that sample was representative of all the adults they wanted to know about. So what's the sample statistic? They found out 57% read a book in 2002. So this 57% hopefully represents all adults. It's not practical to talk to every adult, so this represents the sample, but we hope that it tells us enough about our population that we can make decisions, make predictions, whatever it is that we need to do with this information. So I will let you guys try number 2 and 3 on your own, and then we're going to look at just a little bit more. We're going to determine whether the numerical value is a parameter, remember parameters based on a population, or a statistic, which is based on a subgroup. So the average salary of all assembly line employees at a certain car manufacturer. So if we are looking at a certain car manufacturer, does that mean we're looking at a whole group of people or just a small group? In this case, we are looking at a parameter. We are looking at a parameter because it's just a small group of people. So, hang on one second. Got lost in my key. Okay. Number 5, the average late fee for 100 credit card holders. That's a parameter. It's not all credit card holders. Oops, I lied about number 4. They wanted to know about all. So what we're really looking for, see, these questions changed from last year, which is no excuse. But when we look at all means everybody. So that's a parameter because it's based on the population. Here, 100 is not everybody, so that's a statistic. There we go. Sorry, guys, went a little bit crazy there. All right. So then 10% of physics majors, that's enough. Is that all the physics majors or is that part? It's just part, so that's a statistic. Average IQ score of college students in a math class is 115 with a standard deviation of 10. So that, in this case, is a parameter because it's all the students in the math class. So, I'll let you try the rest. These are toughies because they're a little bit subjective and they're not always clear, but it helps you think about who did they ask in this case. And some of them can be argued. So don't worry too much about right or wrong. Just think about who was probably surveyed for these questions. All right, we're getting close to the finish line. Okay. Let's talk really quick about biased or unbiased. So the question, what is your favorite sport? Sample is chosen from people attending a soccer game. Do you think that you're going to get a solid representation of the population? In this case, let's just say it's people in the nation. So people in America and your favorite sport, if you ask people attending a soccer game, is that a good sample to get a true representation? Well, no, that's biased. I'm going to put a B for biased. Why is that? Because people attending a soccer game are more likely to have soccer as their favorite sport. That's not going to be true for everybody, but it's more likely to be true. Number 2, what's your favorite soft drink? Samples chosen by picking names out of telephone book. That is unbiased. And it's unbiased because your soft drink has no relationship to your telephone number. So you guys can complete the rest of these. And then let's look at some biased questions. Don't you agree? Uh-oh. Don't you agree? I'd love to agree because I'm a human and I want to be liked and agree with people. That should be a clue. The voting age should be lowered to 16. That's where it should stop. Should the voting age be lowered to 16 is where it should stop, but it doesn't, because many 16-year-olds are responsible and informed. While it may be true, it's an opinion. Is that relevant to the question? No. To ask a question that's completely unbiased, you would just say, should the voting age be lowered to 16 or nah. If you want to sound cool like the children, you could say or nah at the end of it, but that's it. So this is a very biased question. We want to rewrite it so it's not. So do you, or not even do you think, just should the voting age be lowered to 16 or not? All right. So let's see. That's all I've got for you today. Obviously, there are a bunch of questions on here that we did not go over together. So you guys will be responsible for page 5, page 6, page 7. And I just realized that I did page 5 before I did page 4. I'm sorry for that. But pages 4, 5, 6, and 7, you should finish all those for homework. And here, I'll write that down nice and pretty. Pages 4 through 7, all the ones we didn't go over in this video, you are responsible for. And I will see you tomorrow. Be good for the sub, work hard, and again, I hope you had a great spring break. Okay, bye.